Who am I if I am so many? A whispered journey into the fragmented self. You ever feel like there's more than one version of you living this life? Like someone inside you wants to speak, but you've spent years learning how to stay quiet. This isn't a story, it's a mirror. Fernando Pessoa's Mirror. To say I am one is to lie to myself. Fernando Pessoa. A century ago, a man in Lisbon gave names to the voices in his head. He didn't call them illusions, he called them selves. Some kind, some chaotic, some quietly watching. This is not his story. But his shadow is mine. And maybe it's yours too. The mirror cracks. It wasn't a breakdown. It wasn't loud. It was quiet. One moment I was living my day, and the next, I felt something inside me watching. A thought that didn't feel like mine. A smile I didn't mean. I stopped moving, and in that stillness, I noticed. I wasn't alone in my own head. There were voices, not shouting, just there. One wanted to run away. One started planning tomorrow. One whispered, "Stop pretending." And one just watched the rest. That was the first crack. Not in a mirror, in me. The corridor of selves, the ones I buried. I thought I was walking through memories. But this was a sanctuary of unfinished feelings. One version of me sat in a quiet corner, weeping, not loudly, but endlessly. His hands trembled as he held something that wasn't there anymore. Her name lived on his lips like a hymn or a habit. Across from him stood another version, watching, not cold, just distant. His head tilted slightly, as if observing a stranger, like he couldn't believe that grief once belonged to him. And then, in the shadows, I saw the third one. Eyes sharp, jaw tight. He scoffed. Pathetic. She left. Get over it. He cursed the griever. He hated the one who mourned too long. But underneath the rage was fear. Fear of ever feeling that helpless again. I remembered a moment. She looked at me and said, "You're here, but it feels like you've already left." One self wanted to say sorry. One said she was being unfair. One just froze. I didn't respond. None of us did. She walked away, and we've been talking about it ever since. Love never leaves clean. It fragments us into the one who still loves, the one who won't admit it, and the one who watches them both in silence. The inner war. There is a part of me I pretend not to hear. Not because it's evil, but because it's tired of being ignored. It says, period. You're not doing enough. Everyone else is managing. Why can't you? Sometimes it's harsh. Sometimes it's just scared. One night, I lay awake wondering, am I failing or just surviving? That voice answered, period. Maybe both, and maybe that's okay. This self doesn't scream. It waits, quiet, heavy. Not cruel, just convinced it has to protect me. I used to fight it. Now, I just listen. And in the silence, something shifts. The room of silence. I stopped running. Not because I figured it out, but because I finally stopped pretending I had to. So I sat with them. All of them. The dreamer. The anxious one. The quiet helper. The angry protector. The joyful, unguarded child. I looked at each of them, and for the first time, I didn't try to fix them. I just said, period, I am not one. I am many. And finally, we walk forward together. When no one's watching, which version of you do you become?